Hurricane Nate continues to move rapidly over the central Gulf of Mexico with winds expected to reach 80 miles per hour. The eye of Nate will move across the Gulf today and touch ground along the Gulf Coast tonight. Winds could cause significant power outages, and storm surges are projected to be 6 to 9 feet high. The NHC's 1 a.m. CDT update said Hurricane Nate 150 miles of the western tip of Cuba and 420 miles southeast of the mouth of the Mississippi River. Hurricane Nate is currently about 100 miles of the tip of Cuba, as heavy rain continues to fall across parts of western Cuba and Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. After passing the Yucatan Peninsula, the storm is forecast to strengthen into Hurricane Nate as it crosses the Gulf of Mexico to the USA. Tropical Storm Nate was last located about 115 miles, 185 kilometers, east-northeast of Isla Guanaja, Honduras, and about 230 miles, 370 kilometers, south-southeast of Cozumel, Mexico. The NOAA National Hurricane Center, NHC, is warning that Nate is expected to hit the central U.S. Gulf Coast as a Category 1 hurricane this weekend. Hurricane Nate is a little stronger over the central Gulf of Mexico, according to the National Hurricane Center, NHC. The latest NHC update reports maximum winds of 85 miles per hour. Hurricane Nate's path is moving slowly closer to the Gulf Coast, with expected landfall early Sunday morning. The National Weather Service New Orleans warned life-threatening storm surge is expected along the central Gulf Coast tonight from Hurricane Nate. All preparations along the Gulf Coast should be rushed to completion this morning ahead of Hurricane Nate. The NHC's 7 a.m. CDT update said, on the forecast track, the center of Nate will move across the northwestern Caribbean Sea today, and reach the eastern coast of the Yucatan Peninsula early this evening. Nate will then move into the southern Gulf of Mexico tonight and approach the northern Gulf Coast Saturday evening. Life-threatening flash floods and mudslides are forecast in parts of Nicaragua, Honduras, Costa Rica, Panama, and Belize through tonight. The tropical storm could be near hurricane intensity by the time it brings destructive winds, storm surge and heavy rainfall to the Yucatan Peninsula. And Nate is expected to become hurricane strength in the coming days. Meteorologist Eric Fisher tweeted, latest look at #Nate lifting northward. A fast mover ... has about 36 more hours over water. Should be enough to gain hurricane strength. He added he would prepare for Cat 1 impacts New Orleans area east across Sal/MS shores. Strong winds, surge, heavy rainfall from #Nate. The NHC warned, Nate is forecast to reach the northern Gulf Coast late Saturday or Sunday morning as a hurricane, and the threat of direct impacts from wind, storm surge, and heavy rainfall is increasing from Louisiana through the western Florida Panhandle. Hurricane and tropical storm watches, as well as a storm surge watch, are in effect for a portion of the northern Gulf Coast, and residents in these areas should monitor the progress of Nate, heeding any advice given by local officials. The latest NOAA map put the eye of the storm on track to make landfall in Louisiana, although the coastline all the way to the Florida Panhandle remains under threat. The so-called cone of uncertainty shows that Nate could hit anywhere in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama or the edge of the Florida Panhandle. On Wednesday night, the track of Nate shifted west, suggesting that it is more likely to miss Florida but hit Louisiana instead. NHC scientist Eric Blake said that Louisiana should be paying closer attention after the westward shift. Obviously the whole northern Gulf Coast should be on alert, but it is a big change for us CLA, Southeast Louisiana, especially, he tweeted. Tom Terry, chief meteorologist at WFTV/WRDQ, tweeted, models and official track keep it well west of central Florida, monitoring